Good day and welcome to the Math Salon. My name is Dr. Nimendem. And for those of you who are seeing this video about the Math Salon for the first time, know the Math Salon has really one big intention: to encourage and promote mathematics in secondary and high school. So we need a collaboration of teachers, parents, and you students for this to hold. And for today's session that you're going to see here, this is a video of the solutions to the quiz that we did last Sunday. Remember, 2 quizzes were done, one for ordinary levels, one for advanced levels. So today, we'll be looking at the ordinary levels. Later, another video will come up for the advanced level. So for the ordinary level questions, these are the things we get here. The solutions that I'm going to show you here are not the only solutions. There are many others. But the way I try to solve them carries the intention of what I wanted you to learn in the question as far as mathematical skill is concerned. If you like the videos and you think that you're ready for it, you can subscribe to the channel. In that case, every time we upload a video each month for the test or the solution, you have the opportunity to do it. You don't have to wait until it is time that you have prizes. The intention is that you keep on doing this every month and evaluating your growth. The student that wins the most for me is not the student with the prize. It's the student that could not solve one of the 10 questions and after that can solve them. Then you have grown from 0 to 10, which is a very important thing. If the prizes do come, that is good, but it's just an extra incentive for you. So understand, I have no other intention of this than to help my younger ones back home, you that are listening to me. So help me be able to do that. Share with your friends. If you like a video, you can put a thumb up, or you don't. Or if you think there is something you missed and you would like clarification, leave a comment as well. So we are going to look at the questions for the ordinary level quiz of last month. So the first question that we had was, what is the area in centimeters square of the dark shaded region embedded in the square of the figure below, given that a side of the square is 10 centimeters? So you had such a figure. If you look at the quiz video, you would see you had something like that, and each of the sides were 10 centimeters. So to look at that one, what was the intention? We asked to look for the area of this region here. What was important here was to know that to get the area of this region, you can first look for the area of the square itself, and that is simple. So the area of the square is simply equal to the side squared, or the length times the width, but the length and the width are all the same. So it's just 10 centimeters times 10 centimeters, and that is 100 centimeters squared. If I get all of this area, and I can look for these other 4 small areas, then I can subtract the 4 small ones from the big one to give me the one that is inside there. Each of these was drawn in such a way that is a sector, or 1/4 of a circle in this particular case, because this is a right angle. So normally we say if this is a circle, then this part is called a sector of the circle. And normally the sector, the area of the sector is just a certain proportion of the area of the circle, which is linked to the angle that that sector makes. So if the sector was, for example, 90 degrees, then that is 90 on 360, the area of a circle. In this case, this is 1/4. So it means that each of this is 1/4. So the area of, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 of them. But you see, this is coming from a circle. If I try to complete a circle with a radius that is 5, if I do the same thing, I'll get here as well, a circle. So it means the area here is just 1/4 of the area of a circle with radius 5. So the area of sector there, let's say sector 1, is simply 1/4 the area of a circle. The area of a circle is given as pi radius squared, but the radius there is 5. So this is 1/4 pi times 5 squared. That is 25 pi on 4. But there are 4 of them which are all the same. So it means these 4 areas, then the area of 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 4 times 25 pi on 4. So this cancels, and I have my answer is just 25 pi. But remember, this 25 pi is the area of these ones, and I got a bigger one. So if I take the area of the square minus the sum of these small ones that I have, I should get the area of the shaded region. So my shaded region would then be equal to 100 minus 25 pi. And if you do that well, you should get, I think if I take my calculator, 21.46 centimeters. 21.46 centimeters squared. And that was supposed to be the answer number C. So here the answer was C for number 1. Let's look at the second question there. So if we look at this, what is the area in centimeters square of the shaded region in the square of sides 10 centimeters below? So this is again, I have a square here 10 centimeters by side. Once again, this was made in such a way that you have a sector of a circle. So if I take this big one like that, I see that this is a sector. And if I cut like that, I can see a triangle. So that means if I want to calculate the area of this small one here, it is the sector minus the area of this triangle. But then I will do again on the other side so that I get the same thing here. So if I just do here once, I will multiply by 2 because it will be the same thing from the other side to get this one. The area of a triangle is simply half the base times the height. So my area of, let me call this A, B, C, D. So the triangle, let me see, area of triangle ACD is equal to half, the base is 10, times the height, that is 10. 10 times 10 is 100, and that is going to give us 50 centimeters squared. And then if I take a sector there, it looks again like the same idea I mentioned here, but this time the radius of this circle is 10. So that means that I'm going to get 1/4. So area of, I'll just call it a sector A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D is equal to 1/4 the area of this bigger circle, which is simply pi times the radius, which is 10 centimeters squared. And that is 100 pi divided by 4. And that is 25 pi. So if I take this now, what we will do is, I take this bigger one, which is what I just had here, minus this area of this triangle, then I will be left with that one. So let me call this one 1. So area of 1 is equal to the area of the sector, which is 25 pi, minus area of this triangle, which is 50 centimeters squared. But if I do the same thing on this other triangle here, this other one here, and this other sector, then I will get exactly this. So it means my area of the shaded region is 2 times what I have above there. Will be equal to 2 times 25 pi minus 50 centimeters squared. So if you did that well, you should get something like 57.08. 57.08 centimeters squared. And that was supposed to be C. So that was answer number C. We'll look at question number 3 and 4. We're still at the O levels of the Salon quiz of Fako. So the question number 3 said, 2 cubes are made in such a way that the volume of one is twice that of the other. Find how many times the side of the bigger cube is compared to the side of the smaller one. So for a cube, we know that they have all the sides are the same. The sides, the width, and the height, they're all the same. So in the volume of such a cube is supposed to be length times width times height. But since they're all the same, it means it's going to be just L cube. So let's assume that the length of the bigger cube, or the side of the bigger cube, what to choose. Let's just say the side of bigger cube. If big L, side of smaller cube, is small L. We know the volume of the bigger cube, volume big, is L times L times L, and that is L cube. Volume of smaller cube is small L times small L times small L, and that's small L cube. But we are told that the volume of the big one is twice that of the volume of the small one. So if I replace them with their sides, because our idea is to compare the sides of the big one and the small one, so I have to change my relationship from volume to the sides. So that is L cube here is equal to 2 times small L cube. If I divide both sides of this by L cube, small L cube, then I get that big L cube on small L cube is equal to 2. But then I'm asked to look for the sides, the ratio of that side. So how big, not the sides cubed. So I'll take the cube root of both sides. Then I'm going to have L here, or small l is equal to the cube root of 2. So which means that this is cube root of 2 times this one. If you check well among the answers, it was supposed to be answer number B. Let's look at question number 4. You are told to look for mu if you know that this is equal to 4. So what we are supposed to see, to look at in this one, is just to pay attention. There's nothing more, just to be attentive. Look and see the pattern that is there. If you look at this properly, I get here 3 plus 1 on 3, 4 plus 1 on 4, 5 plus 1 on 5, 6 plus 1 on 6, 7 plus 1 on 7, up to mu plus 1 on mu. But if you look properly, you see that this is 4 here. This is 5 here. So this one goes off with that one. This one goes off with that because the multiplication here. So this one will go off with another one that is here. And in the same way, there will be, just before this one, there will be a place where you get a mu there, all over mu minus 1 there. So this one will go off with this one, and you'll be left with mu. So it means at the end of the day, this reduces to mu plus 1 divided by 3 is equal to 4. I'm looking for mu. So what I do is I'm going to square both sides of this. If I square that, I get mu plus 1 divided by 3 is equal to 16. If I cross multiply here, this is 3 times that and that is that. So this says that mu plus 1 is equal to 3 times that is going to be 48. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3 and 1 is 4. Then I take 1 this way. Then mu is equal to 48 minus 1, and that's equal to 47. If you did that well, the answer was supposed to be D for that one. So we'll continue with the solutions to the Math Salon quiz ordinary level. Here we had question number 5 that says, given that rho is equal to root of 7 minus 4 over 3, this is a question on surds. Find the reciprocal of rho. The few things that we needed here was, what's the meaning of reciprocal? Reciprocal is just here like the inverse. So which means the reciprocal of rho is 1 over rho. So that's what I was supposed to look for. So 1 over rho then means this 1 divided by root of 7 minus 4 divided by 3. But that means just inverting. So that becomes 3 divided by root 7 minus 4. But this is not yet in the third form. For it to be in the third form, your denominator should not have any root value. There should be no third down on this. So we are supposed to try to do that. And to do that, there are 2 ways. Either you multiply by minus root 7 minus 4 or root 7 minus 4. Just make sure you take the opposite sign of what is there. For example, I will do that this way. Root 7 minus plus 4 divided by root 7 plus 4. You could just have also taken minus root 7 minus 4 multiplied by minus root 7 minus 4. I multiplied the numerator and denominator with that so that the mathematics is still correct. This divided by this is 1. And if you multiply a number by 1, the number doesn't change. So mathematically that is correct. So if I do that here, then the numerator is going to be 3 times root 7 plus 4 divided by, let me multiply this out. I will have root 7 times root 7, that's root 7 squared. Root 7 times 4, that is 4 root 7. Minus 4 times root 7 is minus 4 root 7. And minus 4 times 4 is minus 16. So if I arrange that well, see, this one goes off with that. The root of 7 squared, the square removes the root, and I'm left only with 7. So I get 3 here, root of 7 plus 4 divided by 7 minus 16. 7 minus 16 is minus 9. So this is 3 root 7 plus 4 divided by minus 9. But this 3 can cancel here 1 and into minus 9 as minus 3. So this I will write as root 7 plus 4 over minus 3. But I can take the minus also from below and push it up. And then it's going to be minus root 7 minus 4 all over 3. And if you check the answers, that's what you get. That was E. Because this form was not there among the answers, you have to still play a little bit around. So I can just take the minus from the 3 and shift it up. And if I put it up, then it becomes minus 7 minus 4. The minus can be at the numerator or denominator. You choose where to put it for your convenience. Question number 6. Given two numbers a and b, both positive with a bigger than b, such that the sum of their squares, that is important, that means a squared plus b squared, that's the meaning of sum of their squares, is equal to the quadruple of their product. So it is 4 times their product, that's 4ab. So it means the information that is given is that a squared plus b squared should be considered as 4ab. Now what we ask is to be able to solve this. The information that I have has something in squares, and what I want to doesn't have. So I have to start from somewhere that I have some information. So what do? I would take ab squared, because if I square ab, I will get something that has a squared and b squared in them. So let's say a plus b squared is the same like a plus b times a plus b. Yeah, just to make it simple for everyone. That means a times a is a squared plus a times b is ab. B times that is another ab. B times b is b squared. So this is the same as a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, because there are two of them there. But you can also just expand that directly. But now I'm told that this is equal to 4ab. So this is the same like 4ab here plus 2ab is 6ab. I will now do the same thing for a minus b. So a minus b all that squared is the same thing as a minus b times a minus b. A times a is a squared. A times that is minus ab. Minus that is another minus ab. Minus b times minus b is plus b squared. So this is a squared plus b squared. There are two of them here, so that's minus 2ab. But this again is 4ab minus 2ab, and this is 2ab there. So here this is 2ab. This is 6ab. So if I want to take the ratio now, I'll take this divided by that. That means a plus b squared divided by a minus b squared is equal to, the answer of that one was 6ab. The answer of this one was 2ab. The a and the b is a cancel of 6 there and 6 there. This is 3. But I need only a plus b divided by a minus b, not their square. So I can take the square roots. So that's a plus b divided by a minus b is equal to the root of 3. If you did that well, you will see that the answer was b. There. We continue here with question number 7. Question number 7 said, how many factors does this have? The main key here was about the difference of two squares. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this technique. It's going to come in different forms, different situations, directly or indirectly. So it's important that you can actually grasp this idea. So for a difference of two squares, we're going to see that that's the idea we apply here. We can break this down till we can break no more. So we start here. So this is theta to the power 16m minus mu to the power 16n. If I want to break as the difference of two squares, it usually comes from our idea that a squared minus b squared is the same like a minus b, a plus b. This is what we call difference of two squares. And I can apply the idea here. So to do that here, it means I can look at this as theta to the power 8m all that squared minus mu to the power 8m all that squared. If I see it that way, then I can write this as theta to the power 8m plus, I'll take the minus part first. Theta to the 8m minus mu to the 8n multiplied by theta to the 8m plus mu to the 8m n. This one you cannot factorize anymore, at least not with real coefficients. You cannot do that. So we are left to handle this one. So this one again, we can still make it behave in the same way. This time I will put it as theta to the 4m all that 2, and so I will not do that again because you now understand what you have to do. So we will now, this will be now theta to the 8m minus mu, now to the 4n times theta to the 4 m plus mu to the 4n, and this last one is there because I've split these two, so this one stays. I can split this one again. Then this is going to be now theta to the 2m minus mu to the 2n multiplied by theta to the 2m plus mu to the 2n times theta to the 4m plus mu to the 4n times theta to the 8m plus mu to the 8n. I can see at my last stage, which is just exactly what we did before. If I do that here, then means I will fix this to become 2 more. So my theta to the 2m minus mu to the 2n will be theta to the m minus mu to the n theta to the m plus mu to the n. So I've split these last two into two new factors. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this I will replace with that. So I can actually replace them. You see, this can also be written down as here theta to the m minus mu to the n theta to the m plus mu to the n. So these are the factors of this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your answer was supposed to be 5 then. Let's look at question number 8. Your father offers, the equation is a very long one, so I will just try to summarize the important aspects of that question here. So this is an idea of reading the equation, understanding it, and coming up with a mathematical concept. Build out your equations from a text, from some story. So your father offers you 250 francs CFA for every correct math salon quiz question that you answer as an incentive. But he is strict. He says you have to be careful. If you have a wrong one, then you give him 200 francs. So if you give your father 200 francs for every wrong answer. You've been doing the math salon quiz for some time, and by this time you've done 36 of them. And you check your account and you see that you have 5,400 francs CFA. That means you are winning. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. Otherwise, you should be owing your father some money. So the idea now is, how many correct questions did you answer? The idea here was to say, if I let X be correct answers and Y be wrong answers, then I can actually come up with an equation based on this information. So I know that if I have correct answers, then my X will multiply 250 to give me the total amount of money that my father would have given me. But if I subtract the wrong one, that means Y times 200, that will be what I would have paid my father in this process. I should get the rest, which is what is in my bank account, which is 5,400 francs CFA. But you have only a single equation here with two unknowns, so you cannot solve. You need at least two equations, or otherwise look for another relationship. But we know that X is the number of correct response. The total number of responses X plus Y is supposed to be 36. So the total number of questions that you would have answered should be X plus Y, and that should be 36. That means Y is equal to 36 minus X. So I can replace this Y here with 36 minus X. Then I have only one equation in one unknown, and that I can solve. So we have 250 here, X minus, in brackets, 36 minus X times 200 is equal to 540. If you arrange this properly, this minus here becomes minus 36, and you multiply by that, and this minus changes to plus. So I get 200x adding to this one gives me 450x here minus 36 times 200. If you do that, you just get 72 here. So 7,200 here. Yeah, and that's going to give you 5400. So this is 450x is equal to 5400 plus 7,200. Sorry, yeah, 7,200. And if you sum that up together, you should get 00, 6, and 12, 126. 12600. That's 450x. X would now be equal to 12600 divided by 450x. 0 there, 0. If you do that, you get 28. So you had answered 28 questions correct for that question.